What's up, YouTube? Carlos back again with another video for you guys. I've been down, out for the count. Reason being, I went to go get a refractive eye surgery. Had to go down to Ohio to do so. Now I'm back. Now I'm able to record and show you a few modifications that that's going to happen to, obviously, Bay right behind me. Okay, so I just got back today. 5-hour trip. I have to wear glasses because, you know, I got to protect my eyes, this and that. So biggest thing though is, if you look down behind me, we got a part in. Yes, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch to my other camera real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and see what it is. Yeah. Stay tuned. So what do you think it is? Any guesses? Huh? Excuse the mess, you know it's boys football season. But this, well, I'm not going to go ahead and tell you, obviously. I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm going to go ahead and open the package real quick, and then we'll go from there. So if you don't know what this is, yes, it's a rear diffuser, side skirts, obviously the long ones, and then you got the rear bumper side skirts. So huge shout out to Abaza Carbon. I hit them up on Instagram, told them I wanted some of their products. I know SRT Mush was the first one, I believe, to have them. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. So I went ahead, pulled the trigger, and that's what I got. I love these diffusers. I love the way that it looks. It gives it a meaner look, you know, adding the adding that type of, you know, that type of concept, I guess you could say. Also want to give a huge shout out to D. Ford. Make sure you subscribe to him. I'll go ahead and put his info down at the bottom. But he's the one who helped me reach out to Baza Carbon, gave me all the info, tell me pretty much just, you know, told me how to get in touch with these guys. All right, so huge shout out to D. Ford. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna go ahead, unwrap this plastic, make sure everything's good and intact, and then we'll go from there. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Psych diffuser alert. What's up, YouTube? It's Carlos bringing you another update on the modifications on my Daytona. So I did have somewhat of a like installation video of how I was going to install the side skirts and the rear skirts and the diffuser, but putting everything together and trying to edit it took a long time. I even tried speeding up the process and everything like that. Biggest thing was that video was going to be almost 40 minutes to an hour long. That's even speeding things up, and honestly I did not want to have a 40-minute to an hour video of me installing these modifications that I have on my Daytona right now. I don't like watching 40-minute to an hour YouTube videos of installations and everything like that, so I'm just gonna give you an update, a little brief description on how exactly I installed my diffuser, how I installed my side skirts and the rear skirts real quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch you guys around so you can take a quick peek of what's to come. Alright, so right now, yeah, it's ghetto rigged. That's what you call ghetto rigged. So if you look closely, obviously I do have the rear diffuser on. What is that, you may ask? A bat and a stick that's going up against a trash can. Well, I had to use some adhesive to actually get that diffuser on. Reason being was because right here where it meets up with the bumper, it was not flush the way I wanted it to be, and for some reason the clips were only clipping right here in the middle, and it kept on popping out on the right side and this left side right here. Okay, so those clips kept on popping out whenever I hit a bump. It would obviously make the diffuser come out of place, and I did not like that look whatsoever. So right now I'm using what's it called? Black silicone adhesive. Hopefully that helps out with this issue that I'm having. One of my buddies told me to check it out. If you're not following him right now, huge shout out to Hellscat on Instagram. He got a diffuser similar to mine, but he made his glossy, which fits his vehicle perfectly because he's got gloss on his vehicle, on his Scat Pack that is. And obviously I don't have any gloss black on my Destroyer Grade Daytona, so I went ahead and stuck with the matte black, satin black, whatever you want to call it. It almost looks the same. Okay, so you look closely too, you have the rear skirt that meets up along with the diffuser all the way in the back, and then if you look a little closer you see the side skirt. Okay, huge shout out to my other buddy Steve, aka Chicago Scat Pack. If you're not already following him on Instagram and Hellscat, you guys have to check them out. They have one of the meanest scat packs on Instagram, and Steve was able to come help me out install pretty much everything. Okay, so huge shout out, I appreciate it, man. It means a lot to me. So real quick, what we did was, I'm gonna try to get under the vehicle real quick. Maybe you could check it out. So you'll see screws and bolts. Okay, so the screws are what held the skirt in place for us to get these bolts on. Okay, so just the screws held it in place. Yes, you had to screw into the frame, which honestly I didn't want to do it, but obviously I had to do it in order to get this on. So you'll see 2 screws, you have one here, one there, and then 3 bolts. So those 3 bolts just reinforce it so this won't come off whatsoever. So that's holding that in place. Okay, if you look over here, you also see the side skirt. Let's go move on over in that direction. Got a little sneak peek right there too. Oh, can't check that out. So if you look even closer, okay, so you got the side skirt all the way down. What I like about these is a carbon cut under it. Okay, he cut out little cutouts so that it matches up with the underneath of the vehicle, underneath of your Charger. Okay, so we did the same thing while Steve was holding it for me. I put one screw, made my way down, put another screw, made my way down, put another screw, all the way till we got to the front. And then once the screws were in, we no longer had to hold it. I used bigger screws to reinforce it. One here. So total screws, I probably have about 8 to 10 screws all the way down, and then I have about
maybe 4 or 5 bolts actually reinforcing it so it doesn't come out whatsoever, because I don't want excessive speed or even any type of blunt force, which I don't take my car through the car wash, so I don't gotta worry about that, but any type of force to rip these side skirts off. So that's one side. So in order to take this rear diffuser off, all I did was, there was these 3 screws. Okay, there's one right there, and then there's, well, you know what, I'm gonna show you real quick. So here's the stock one. Okay, if you look at it, obviously it's gonna be like that on the vehicle, just like that, right? So there's 3 screws. There's one screw right here. Gotta take that one off. There is another screw right here, and then one more screw, 2 more screws actually, you know, going on the way down. Once you take those screws off, you're able just to pull the stock diffuser, bumper, whatever this is called, to put the new one on. Okay, you're really gonna, it's gonna feel weird because you're gonna want to tug on it, and it's gonna give you a little, you know, you're gonna have to use a little bit of muscle, but believe me, you won't break it, because the only reason you have to is because it has these little clips right here. So if you ever do get one of these diffusers, that's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna kind of have to manhandle it in order to pull your old one off to get the new one on. So one more time, huge shout out to Abaza Carbon. There's the other rear skirt, same concept. If you look under it, you got the screws and the bolts, and then over here as well, you got the screws and the bolts. Okay, so something that I learned while I was trying to install these, if you got little tacks, see a little tack right there, the little arrows on your charger, yeah, I found out that that's where the frick the jack goes. Okay, yep, so I had to jack it up, and I put a bolt right there. So did the same concept, screw all the way down, and then bolts to reinforce it. So yeah, if you did not know that, I might just be the only idiot with the charger who did not know where the hell to put the jack at, but you have one in the back and you got one in the rear. So if you did not know that, there you go, now you know. And if you did, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot, I didn't fucking know that, whatever, fuck off, it is what it is, I found out, okay? Sneak peek alert. Anyways, so I got the side skirts on, rear skirts, and one more time, the diffuser. I absolutely love this fucking diffuser. It's freaking awesome. A lot of guys are starting to get it just because you don't have to install this section underneath the vehicle. It's the actual bumper. Okay, I love the look. So a huge shout out to Abaza Carbon. If you don't know who they are, you have to go on Instagram. That's one more time, Abaza Carbon. Go ahead and check them out. They usually do carbon products. Obviously, the reason they're called Abaza Carbon, and their products are amazing. I believe SRT Mush was the, well, he was the first one that I saw who had the Abaza Carbon made. He put it on, I believe, his buddy's SRT, and once I saw that, I was telling myself, man, I'm gonna get one of those whenever I get the chance. And finally I did, but I stuck with the satin black because I wanted it to match my Daytona. Everything else, everything on the car is satin black, matte black, whatever you want to call it. And if you're wondering what it's made out of, everything is made out of fiberglass. I believe that's what they specialize in. I'm not sure if they make plastics or anything like that, but everything's made out of fiberglass. It was really packaged well. If you saw at the beginning of the video, there's a few minor scratches and nicks, but you can't really blame it on Abaza because of the fact that it is coming overseas. They did their best to, you know, wrap it up, so because it's a fragile piece of fragile part, pretty much. Okay, so one more time, huge shout out to Abaza Carbon. Check them out on Instagram if you don't already know who they are. Don't forget to check out my boys Chicago Scat Pack on Instagram, and as well as Hellscat on Instagram. Like I said, they got one of the sickest scat packs. You would have never thought the modifications that you could have done, and their cars are only getting better. Okay, so be sure to check them out. I got more modifications on the way. I'm not gonna let you know what they are, hence the reason why I make these YouTube videos, so you can follow me and at the same time I can surprise you with what's coming. So once I get that on, I'll go ahead and give you an update, but I just want to give you a little update on the whole diffuser, side skirts and everything like that. There was one, sorry, this is damn fly that's just going around me. It's fucking pissing me off. Jesus. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, go ahead and check me out on Instagram. That's where I post up little sneak peeks and everything like that. I have not been posting anything of my car with the new mods because I've been so busy trying to fix everything as far as my engine bay and as far as the side skirts and that diffuser. Biggest problem that I had with the diffuser, like I said before, was the little piece was not staying flush with the car, so I had to do some, you know, had to get some help from other buddies that just got one of these in, and I'm doing that right now. So I'm just using this little ghetto rig to make sure that the adhesive adheres, obviously. And once that is good to go, I'll be able to do a full 360 video. But I also am kind of waiting for to get my last and final part. Go ahead, make sure you follow me on Instagram. Once again, I appreciate the love and support. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I wanted to keep it short. I didn't want to make an hour installation video, but I hope this helps. Here's a little update. Be sure to follow me. Be sure to subscribe, like, do whatever you want to do. At the same time, I appreciate you. Y'all have an awesome day, and make sure you check out the next video. Should be, I'm gonna try to do it next week. If not, the following week, and hopefully my schedule permits it. All right, y'all have a good one.